Welcome to the Deadlock, which is a cheap to build 2x2 expansion base. It has everything you need to store your loot, including a mini open core, bunkers, and plenty of peaks. If you plan on building this base, let me know in the comments and let's get into the tour. Okay, so once we are ready to start looking at the base, let's get right into it. The external TCs can be found right here. Upkeep only being 500 stone and 500 metal. Reason for that being is because all it's upholding is this and the actual gatehouse. It is just there to prevent people from griefing us. If we ever need to disconnect them, simply place this roof right here to disconnect them, and to reconnect it, simply upgrade this to metal. Jumping into one of our 4 gatehouses right here, we have windows facing out as well as Patrico peaks leading in. Going into the actual area, we are also guarded by a turret with chain links and a couple of nice peaks around town. A lot of angles to need to worry about here if we are getting raided. Going in through one of our 4 entrances into the mini China wall, it is airlocked and it has turrets inside to defend us. 4 bedrooms around it as well in case we are getting raided, and if you need to make more, remove some of the entrances and turn them into bedrooms. 2 chutes right here that takes you way up the base for whatever your purpose might be, and 1 entrance on this side right here. Jump up is a furnace into an airlock, and once we're on the 2nd floor, we're greeted by boxes, electric furnaces, and of course our starter core. The starter core is also working as a bunker like so, meaning when you log off at night, you could store your valuables downstairs. To open it back up, simply remove the twig. Upkeep of the base is kind of expensive, but this is a full wipe base. So with that all being said, let's continue on moving upwards. Going up, this jump up right here will take us to the mini open core, if we may call it that. A nice little place with plenty of storage and everything that we might need. Continuing up the base, we'll have access to mixing tables, even more mixing tables, as well as a shooting floor. The ladder hatch we just looked at downstairs, and plenty of nice peaks. Good peaks inside of here as well. Nice peaks over here, and this will take us to the roof right here, which will give us nice peaks right there. Retakes into this area if needed right here. Even more nice peaks right here. And of course, the beautiful roof. If you like this base, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below, as it shows me that you want to see more bases. And without further ado, let's learn how to build this thing. So once we are ready to start building, we'll start by building down 3 foundations like so, and we'll add down 2 double doors right here and wall in everything else. We'll then put a ceiling on top of it and add our double doors to create an airlock. Don't forget a door into your TC room, but we're going to leave it wood right now because the frame on wood is a lot smaller than the frame on the stone. We'll leave our TC in the left-hand side corner, and for this base, we cannot add a shelf like this, as that is going to ruin the bunker for the base. So instead, what we're going to do is use barrels as our boxes, as we can still fit 5 boxes in our TC. And with our boxes placed inside of our TC, we can now upgrade the door frame to stone. And the rest of the core is pretty easy to build. All we need is furnaces, bags, a workbench, and some small boxes, meaning we should have plenty of storage to get our wipe started. Now let's continue on expanding by adding a floor, these 2 walls. Before we do it, we need to add down this floor and then place this wall. And then we'll add down these 3 walls right here, a shelf, ceiling, and a floor, and a single door right here. At the top right here, we can easily squeeze in 2 large boxes by simply placing them before we do anything more, just like so, and then simply just put our single door on. And underneath the jump up, we also hereby just gain some space. So I'm going to place down 2 large boxes as well as 1 barrel in between them, making it easy to automate the rest of them. Now, if we want to close up the bunker, all we gotta do is place down this twig right here as well as this floor. And as you can see, we have a functioning bunker to get into our core. And to open it back up, simply remove the twig. Now, there's a few things we can and what we can't place up here to ruin the bunker. One thing I have learned is that you can place a research table in this corner right here without it getting in the way of the bunker. But do not place sleeping bags and stuff like right here, because as you can see, you'll no longer be able to place this floor. Well, right now it is letting me, but sometimes it will be bugged. Maybe it's because there's room underneath it. Just keep in mind that there are things you cannot place, like hypothetically a workbench. Right now it's working, but I promise you that's because of the server I'm on. So just keep that in mind before you do too much. And before we continue building, we can now add down 3 garage doors in the core. I'm also just going to upgrade the entire core to high qual at this point, as that's the cost it's going to be later on with metal door frames. And don't forget to upgrade the jump up, and everything here will also be upgraded to high qual to make sure the bunker is as strong as possible. There you go. Now, with our core fully upgraded and finished inside and out, it's time to build something else. First thing we'll do is just honeycomb the entire first floor. And with the first floor fully honeycombed, we'll also add down the last triangle, but we'll turn symmetry off for the time being. Now, in front of our single door, there will be a single door, and same on this side right here, there will be another single door. These will be for mobility chutes that we'll use later, but for now, I'll just put doors on them. You likely will not be doing this anytime soon. Right here, we're going to need a double door, and then 2 walls, a single door, and 2 more walls. And then put down this right here, and a ceiling on top of everything. Same as downstairs, the entire second floor will also eventually be upgraded to high qual. So whenever you see fit, just upgrade everything, besides obviously your door frames. Now for the time being, we'll place a single door right here, and this will be a jump up to the next floor, so we'll place a metal door right there. I'm going to build the same loot room as we built downstairs in this room by placing down this right here. And then on the second shelf, I'm actually going to place a medium battery so we can start getting power inside of the base already, giving us plenty of space for what we need for now. We'll just then place a double door facing into the room and a garage door to section it off right here. And this wall is perfect to place down a couple of electric furnaces if my server wants to cooperate. There you go. We can fit probably more than 6 up here, but personally, I like to have the gap in between here and just make it look clean like this. So that means the second floor is also finished, meaning we have some extra storage, and obviously the first floor to get our wipe started. We're also honeycombed, meaning we should be strong enough to survive. Before we do anything else, we're going to secure this floor and move on to the next floor. So where the double door is, we're going to just honeycomb it like so. And where the single door is, we're going to add a frame and another frame right there. I'm going to use a furnace as a jump up so we can actually get up there. And then we'll just wall in this right here. You can choose if you want this to be a wall or for it to be a window. Personally, I like to make it a window, but it is personal preference. Put a ceiling on top of all of this, honeycomb this, and put a single door or a double door right here. I personally go with the single door because it creates an airlock, and personally I like airlocks. And at the bottom here, we're going to add down a garage door. But for early game, you might feel better using a double door like so it's easier to open and close. But long term, we are going to go with a garage door. Where to shoot this, we can just fully honeycomb it all the way around. Just do not put a ceiling on it, and repeat that on the other side as well. Just make sure we do not put a ceiling on it. And where the double door is, we're actually going to upgrade these floors to metal, and then we're going to wall in everything like so. Ceiling on here, honeycomb here, and a nice little jump up right here, which will then take us to the next floor. Now we can secure this entrance right away if we wish to by just simply adding down these 3 walls and the ceilings, honeycomb in this, and then add down these double doors. Meaning if we wish to, we can now add down these double doors so we can get to the roof if needed, and we can just invert this if we want as well. And then probably rotate these and turn them into actual garage doors at this point. Meaning we are now secure, and I'll upgrade everything in here to what we can. There you go. We'll leave the outside walls stone for the time being. Same within here, just upgrade everything that's actually within your base, including the chute jumps like so. And we've got a ceiling there. And later in life, I will also be upgrading all of these metals, simply to extend the honeycomb of our base and making our base stronger during a slame raid. So just upgrade all the walls that's reached within the base to metal. There you go. We're now good to continue, and we'll start working on the compound before we start working on anything else. So I'm going to use symmetry on all 4 sides here, but it is really simple to build. Start by adding a foundation, 3 more foundations, remove this foundation, place this one, add these 2 triangles, and these 2 triangles. Remove all of this, and then add 3 triangles like so, giving us this footprint right here. This is what we're going to be working with, but before we do too much, we're going to just make sure it doesn't decay. So on this side right here, when you come out of the chute, these 2 triangles on the right, we'll start by adding down 2 single doors, a window, a wall, and a double door, and a ceiling on top of it. Make sure we're upgrading all of these foundations to metal, simply so they do not break during a raid, as they cannot be replaced like most foundations during a raid. The walls down here, eventually we would like to upgrade them to metal, but yeah, we're just going to upgrade everything to metal. During your wipe, you are going to want to build this out of metal eventually, because this is going to be a very important part of your base. We'll add a window here, as well as an embracer. Obviously, our entrance right here, which is an airlock. This frame right here, you can make a garage door if you wish. And then the other side will just be 2 walls, a window, and a single door. Put a ceiling on it, of course, an embracer and a window, and like I said, a single door. And if you stand in this bedroom and jump, you should be able to fit a bed. And for a rigger kit, we'll simply just put some shelves on the wall right here. You can fit however many you please. I personally want to have 2 of them, and then put some boxes on top. There you go. We can only fit 3 of them, so I'm just going to remove this one. That gives me storage and everything I need. This will be for raid defense, obviously, so you'll spawn inside of this bedroom and you'll re-gear quickly. Now that the bedrooms are all finished all the way across, so at this point, we have 4 entrances and 4 bedrooms. If you're playing with more than 4 people in this base, just remove some of the actual entrances, as you probably don't need 4 of them, and turn more of them into bedrooms. But we're obviously still not fully enclosed, so let's get to that right away. We're going to add down these frames right here out of stone, and these ones right here, and then these half walls, windows, a frame, and a floor right here. If you are able to, upgrade the frame to metal. And then we'll add down these embracers facing in, a floor grill right here, and a window facing in with a frame on it as well, giving us these really nice peaks right here, which are really tight. And if you think they're too tight, just simply rotate them around, or even start using the other embracers. Just keep in mind the peak that you get with this one will be a lot tighter and harder to shoot you from. Now, we're not entirely done, as the top of it we're going to secure like so, simply to make it harder for raiders to see you when you are out here. You can shoot them through that little peak, but they will have problems even seeing you. So it is obviously very tight, but if you don't like it, like I said, simply just rotate it like so. And that means we have our little wall built up, and we just need to connect it back to our base. Now, it's obviously not fully connected to base, and I should have shown you that earlier, but to connect it to base, just simply add down this frame right here. And down here, we're obviously going to add these triangles right here. So just add down this frame right here to fully connect it back to your base on all 4 sides. So even if one side breaks, they won't all break. So yeah, just make sure you add this frame so nothing actually decays. So we will obviously have a compound on this base as well, even though it has the mini China wall thing. So let's get the compound placed right away. That's going to be done with 4 external TCs. If you want to just simply leave it without it and just use this China wall as your compound, just skip past this point in the video and just continue building from there. But if you do want to have a compound, we're not going to make it very complicated for a base like this. We'll start by adding on these 2 triangles, a square, and 2 more triangles. Remove these 2, and then add down these 2 triangles. Always upgrade the center triangle or square in your gatehouses to metal, and everything that is the center piece of it, so the connection all the way to your external is fully upgraded. We'll add embracers both in and out right here, with windows facing out. And then we'll add down the Patrico peaks right here, just like so. And then we'll build 4 foundations out, 2, 3, 4, and then a metal foundation right here. We'll just make both of the metal. Make these 2 half walls, which is very important that these are half walls. Put our TC inside with, of course, a window on it, a wall, roof, single door, and of course a single door. At this rate, we can now connect it back to our actual base, just like so. We can upgrade this to metal as well. And if we ever need to disconnect this because we're getting raided or whatever the reason may be, simply add down this roof piece right here to fully disconnect it. And then to reconnect it, just simply add it back. So that means we have external TCs, which I would recommend having even if you're not building a compound, because obviously disconnectables mean that even if my main TC breaks, the 4 externals will take over the job and raiders can't build in my base or steal my workbench. So let's continue on building by simply adding down these frames right here, these half walls, and this ceiling right here. Upgrade this to metal, and this to metal right here. Reason we do this is that the entire chain to the external should be upgraded to metal. So when my TC breaks during a raid, raiders can't just full rocket something in this line here to actually disconnect it. So instead of only spending 16 rockets to disconnect it, they now have to spend 32 rockets, which they simply won't do. Let's head inside of the actual gatehouse real quick and add down 2 double doors. And then we'll add down these 2 large boxes right here facing both the windows, which should leave just enough space for 2 beds in between them. meaning we now have respawn points inside of all 4 of the gatehouses to respawn and defend our base if needed. Now that that is all good, we'll start by adding down our compound. This compound has no fanciness to it, it is just here to keep us safe. So just try to eye it to where it leads straight across, and then continue that across the entire sides until we are hopefully sealed. Place down this one, and the last one should simply just fit perfectly. Just like that, we now have a pretty simple compound, but it should keep us safe in our raid defense. We'll place a turret inside of the actual gatehouse here on all 4 sides, with obviously chain link fences on it. We can do the same inside of here, but I would only recommend doing it on 2 sides because you don't want to waste all your turrets. But placing down 2 turrets right here, which will cover that side, and down will cover that side, which gives you full coverage on all sides. It doesn't matter which 2 sides you do it on, just make sure you do it on this one and this one, or this one and this one, just so they can cross peek each other across your base. So once that's all good, let's get our metal barricades down so we can stop having these grubs climb over my walls. Add down this one right here, this one right here, and then rinse and repeat that process until we have no more to place. There you go. And with our compound being secure and our turrets being placed, we're going to continue on building. We'll go up to where the open core is going to be and upgrade all of these walls and roofs to metal and turn symmetry off for the time being. So once we're at the shoot side, we'll start by just walling in everything on this floor actually, just to make it easier to understand it. So now that we have it like this, our door comes here. Where there is nothing here, we'll just honeycomb that in like so. And then we'll do that on all 4 sides, including the side where the chute is. Now this is the floor the chute will finally get a frame, so we can place this. This is obviously just a ceiling, and this will also need a frame for the chute. So we might as well just get the chute ready for action right away, meaning I will need a ladder hatch that will go right here. And we already placed the door at the bottom, so we don't have to worry about that. So all we need now is 2 ladders on each side so we can climb up to the actual roof, which is where this will go obviously. And then do the same on this side right here. 2 ladders, as well as of course our actual ladder hatch, just like so. So once we're back inside here, we'll build the rest of the stuff out of metal because it's all in the actual mini open core. Put that right there, and for the time being, I'm just gonna add down this ladder hatch. In the future, I will probably upgrade this hatch to an armored one, but these 2 will be used as loot rooms like so. Same with these 2 on this side, meaning from the doorway straight ahead, these will be open and these ones will be loot rooms. So we can just get on it right away and just place our barrels inside of here, as that's all we can fit inside of these loot rooms. So place a barrel at the bottom and another barrel at the top, just like so. And that means we can now easily put a window on it, which means even if raiders do break through this side, they will get access to these 2 barrels, but they will have to spend another 8 rockets to get through the actual window. And when you log off for the day, definitely make sure to put windows on them, like so. This triangle right here will put a nice little locker inside of, like so. And the other triangle over here is perfect room for a nice little battery. Put a window on the battery, and an embracer on the locker. And in between the loot rooms, we're actually going to put another window. I'm going to remove this embracer for now. So we can put down a nice little shelf inside of both of these, giving us a lot of space in this so-called mini open core. So a nice shelf right there and another shelf right here. So when it's all finished, as you can see, we actually have quite a bit of storage inside of this little mini open core. But we're obviously not finished entirely yet. We still have room for a couple of things, such as a bed inside of here, another bed inside of here, and we will obviously need our workbench level 3, which will go right underneath the hatch, giving us room for 1 small box underneath that, and 2 more beds inside of here as well, 1 pushed as close to that as possible. And then the last bed of the mini open core will put down right here, giving us perfect space for a small box here, as well as a few small boxes right here, a small box right here depending on how you like to build your shelves, and 1 right here. And this open space here, I personally would just leave open, but obviously it's your base, do as you please. Inside of here, we'll upgrade everything to metal now, and we'll turn these into garage doors for sure. One thing we could place in this tiny little corner here is a nice little turret, as it would be nice having one inside of this place to secure our area. Put shotgun traps inside of these, put whatever you want to secure it, do as you please. Now we can head up here through our armored hatch, making the roof pretty strong. Then we just gotta upgrade all of these to high qual. Same with this and this and this, as that is obviously everything that leads downstairs. This one leads into honeycomb, the rest leads to something. So now that is done, we'll start by adding down these walls right here with these double doors right here. If anything, I would actually turn that into a single door, or maybe do it the other way around by turning that to a single door and that to a double door. Just so we can create a nice little airlock area here so that we can't get deep down if we do leave the hatch open. So with that all being said, we have some extra space up here. We can do with it as we please. Personally, I would just probably go with a locker. And then we head up to the actual area right here, add on these 2 single doors, 2 windows, and a ceiling. 2 doors facing out, a garage door to section, 2 embrasures, as well as 2 windows. This will be a perfect area to fit down a couple of mixing tables, and at that rate, I'd probably replace this with a mixing table too. I did not mean to delete my single door. There you go. Meaning we have 3 mixing tables on this floor to easily cook our sulfur and other things during our wipe right above the open core. There you go. We're good to continue building. So let's simply do it. We'll start by building frames for the actual Widegaps here by building these 2 floors up, this one 2 floors, this one 2 floors, and same with this one. And then just repeat that across the entire base. There's a lot of frames on this base, obviously, because it is a pretty sizable base, but we just have to get done. I'm going to turn symmetry on here and do it on all 4 sides, as this shooting floor will be symmetrical all the way across. Over here, we'll add a floor like so. In here, we'll actually add down frames just like so. We'll add down 2 windows right here, which means we actually have to go out here and build 4 frames like so, half walls right here, and then another set of frames right here, just so we can get this nice little peak down right here, and then put a roof over it like so, meaning we can peek down, but fobs and raid bases up there won't be able to see what's going on whatsoever, and we can fully defend our base, because let's be honest, aiming up there means nothing. So make these peaks for perfect vision. We'll also add down beds inside of these to make the angle even better. Like you can see now we can actually fully see everything, and if we stain spray, we can actually see all the way into our compound. And it gives us a lot of respawn points, which is great. Add some small boxes inside of here as well, so we can put some kits in them and sealing material for a raid defense, and we're good to go. Right here, to make sure we don't fall, we'll add down shelves inside of them like so, meaning we won't be able to fall down through this gap right here, making it very easy to deal with. Add a window here, window here, window here, a frame here, and a frame here, floor, and frame. Upgrade that to metal. And then we can add down these embrasures like so, and not that, but these 2 floors right here, and upgrade them to shipping container, so the frame gets skinnier, meaning our shooting floor should now look roughly like this. While we're at it, at this rate, we'll put a ceiling on top of everything and upgrade the center to height wall. And then we'll add down 2 walls right here, another half wall, and 3 ceilings, a wall right here, 2 single doors, and a double door frame. Add this as a garage door if you please, and 2 single doors right here. At this point, we'll add down a couple more frames on the outskirts right here with a floor, and then we'll add down this right here. Right here, we'll add down a half wall and a low wall and a jump up and a door frame. And you'll do that on all 4 sides. So make the window as well as the jump up, and then rinse and repeat it on all 4 sides. Once that is done, we can add the windows in the middle on all 4 sides. It's looking a little freaky now, but you'll understand it soon enough. I would recommend upgrading this to metal, as well as everything else that is easily accessible and actually important to our base. This area right here, we can simply leave stone, but upgrade everything else to metal like so. In the center here, we'll honeycomb and pancake the center like so, and then we'll turn this into embrasures looking up to our actual roof, meaning that it's going to be a very tough job to land on our roof right now. Add a door frame right here, upgrade it to metal, add down 2 garage doors if you please. Under here, we can actually fit a couple extra boxes, either for drop boxes for the roof or for something else of your liking. At this rate, we can also put a ceiling right here, and this will obviously be another peak looking out. So if we wish to, we can easily add down these shelves right here, which makes it a lot easier to peek in them, like actually looking down in them. And on the outsides, we'll be doing the same as earlier by putting this ceiling on top of them. Meaning, if we wish to, we can turn these into some nice little box rooms as well. for either, like I said, ceiling mats, raid material, whatever it is you see fit to prepare for a raid. Put a half wall right here, upgrade to metal. Ceiling here, upgrade to metal. Door frame, upgrade to metal. Put double door frames down on all 4 sides like so. And that means we are hereby on the roof, and the roof of this base will be very simple. Just simply add down these roof tiles right here all the way around it. It ain't gonna get harder than that, but as you can see, the base is a beauty. The only thing we're missing is to make sure that these peaks also can't be shot from fobs. To do so, we're simply gonna add down roof pieces on top of them like so. And once you get back inside, as you can see, we have perfect vision down, but fobs can't shoot us from up. You can still fight your fobs as you please from your roof, compound, wherever you please, but your shooting floor is most likely going to be used aiming downwards. That's why we build them. Now that the base is actually finished, there's a few obviously details to add to it, such as turrets, 2, 3, 4, however many turrets you see fit on this roof. I'm personally going to go with 2 of them. I didn't build any fancy turret pods in this base. I didn't see it being necessary, as I'm personally just add SAM sites myself. Windmills and stuff we obviously want as well, so we'll start by adding down 2 windmills right here. Boom. Oh, that didn't work. Boom. That will power up these the battery that we have in the open core right here, and the medium battery right here. The 2 other sides will be for what we just said, which is going to be SAM sites. Now, personally, I'm not interested in being shot at. Top down, so I like adding my SAM sites. I build cool bases. I wanted to get a proper raid defense. Now that that is all good, let's continue on doing what we came here to do. First of all, we're gonna need some metal barricades now, because we're going to add down these placeholders, so we can add down this frame right here, this frame right here, remove all of this, and last but not least, this one right here, making it hard for raiders to climb around your base unless you feel like it. And while we're at it, we can definitely upgrade the physical 2x2 to metal. It's not too expensive to actually do, and it might save you a whole raid. There you go. Still a lot to work with as a raider to get through this area, as we have built a physical compound as well. I'm actually really satisfied with this base design. This is probably one of my favorites of all time for small group bases that I have built. I'm very excited to build it again for a physical wipe, and I hope to see you there in streams to watch us actually build it. Without further ado, I am Vertso, and I will see you guys in 30 days.